Good morning. Welcome to Picturesque Muse. I'm Ray Jean. Happy Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Hope you are having a great week and a great morning or later, depending on where you are in the country. We are continuing the goal reveal, discussing setting 10 goals for 2020 in different domains of your life or different parts of your life. Kind of loosely basing it off of Your Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt. He's the one who calls those areas of your life domains. So we have talked about a few already. We've talked about physical, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual. I think those are all the ones we've covered so far. And today, he calls the domain marital. So since I'm single, I had to improvise. And so I focus on relationship with significant other. If you don't have one, maybe it's a goal to meet somebody, or or maybe it's just one that you choose to opt out of altogether. That is completely up to you. For me, I did decide to focus on a goal for my significant other. So he works out of state, so we don't see each other a lot, but I want to make a point to keep that connection going. So that's a goal that I have set. Well, I guess we have to kind of do it together. Can't do it by myself. But so I mean, for suggestions for different types of goals with the relationship would be a date night, or doing an activity together. Again, this can be a habit goal, like going on a weekly date night, and you can set it for 60 days or 12 weeks or 3 months or whatever works for you, or you can go for the whole year. Other types of dates might be, or other types of goals might be taking a class together, so that's kind of more of an achievement goal, and it has a start date and an end date. You finish the class at this time, or a project goal, a remodeling project or something like that, or so there's all kinds of goals. It's a matter of what works for you. The goal that I chose was to plan a trip together, and it doesn't have to be, I know in earlier videos I've made references to a trip to, I don't remember where I said, but somewhere cool. So I mean, it can be a grand trip. My goal is really even just a weekend trip, just to go somewhere and just be tourist, or just have fun, and the focus is really spending time together. It's fun. We both like, or maybe just me, I like going to new places, so it's fun for us to go. Last year we went to Yosemite, and we actually went before that. Earlier in the year we went to the East Coast for some family events, so that those types of goals too. But the family event, that trip was awesome and amazing, and spent time with my kids and together. But when we went to Yosemite, it was just the two of us, so it was kind of more about us. So that's really the purpose of this goal for the relationship, is just to have that time to connect. And again, it's whatever is most meaningful to you and your significant other. These goals again are here to serve you, not for you to like set something that you kill yourself or you get all stressed out trying to meet. But it's not, maybe it's important to take that time to really choose goals that are meaningful to you. And it's also important, if you just have, oh, I want to do this, well, that's kind of a wish or a dream, and a goal is more concrete. It's gone beyond the I'd like to do this someday to I want to do this in this time parameter. I want to I want to do it. It's more concrete, just what it looks like, and and how it's defined. So, that's the difference. And their dreams are awesome. I was watching a video recently from Mel Robbins, I think, and she started a dream journal, and I started playing around with that a little bit. Maybe not every day, but just when I have a little time or the mood strikes me during my journaling time, just to write down. And it is kind of interesting, but that's a whole nother thing. Goals are different than dreams. These are things that, and for me, I look at the year as a clean slate, so I kind of have, these are things that I want to do in 2020. And it's great to set longer term goals and just kind of break down those longer term goals to, okay, I want to buy a house in 3 years or 5 years. So this year I need to do this goal to reach that goal. That's awesome too. But when I'm talking about my goals for this year, I really am focusing on just the ones that I want to accomplish this year. And it doesn't have to be something that lasts all year long. It can be a habit goal, that, I want to do this for 3 months or 120 days or whatever. That's, those are different kind of goals. Or I want to achieve something and I want to achieve it by June 30th instead of the end of the year. So all of these things are things you take into account when setting goals. And using that Michael Hyatt's Your Best Year Ever, he talks about it needs to be a specific goal. So yeah, I want to go on a trip. That's pretty vague. So, for me, the next step, and that's the other part of having a goal, is, okay, well, if that's a goal, what's the next step? When, for us, the next step is kind of choosing where we want to go and when we want to go. And then it'll be, scheduling the time and setting aside the money, and all that other part comes in. But, this is a start. So by his criteria, it's pretty vague still at this point. But, I also know I have several months to do this, so it's a matter of working out what, is best for both of our schedules. Probably, I don't know, for me, my work schedule slows down at the store in the summer, so maybe that's a better time. Definitely, it's nice to get out of the Phoenix heat in the summer, so another motivation. And he'd rather not come home in the summer, so that's always a good time too. So that is what my goal is. Love to hear, what are your goals to build your relationship, or what's a goal that you're working on or you chose for this year to build your relationship with your sweetheart. Or your significant other, share those here. Also, just like the idea of, make sure that these goals work for you. It's important to make them meaningful. A lot of people they talk about those SMART goals. So are they specific and measurable, actionable? What's your plan to actually do them? Is that something, and most people put reasonable. Is it something that you can reasonably accomplish? And, like if I want to, play in the NFL, that's not very reasonable for me this year or probably any other year. So, but Michael Hyatt, he encourages, is it risky? So, the point of a goal is to push you a little bit. So, and then timely, when do you want to do this? So those are kind of the typical SMART goals. So it's important to choose goals that are obtainable and realistic, but also, to push yourself a little bit. So that is what I think about in the goals, and my goals are far from perfect under anybody's plan, but again, they work for me, and that's the most important, is that they help me become the person I want to be and to fulfill my purpose and to kind of be more well-balanced. I know I have a tendency to get really focused on one thing. I am going to work on, going to school or a class or a business or, whatever, and I'm trying really to not necessarily do all the things, because then, I feel like, I have to do them all at this level, but just rotate. Okay, today is my focus is, doing something with my friends, and today is the day to work on business stuff. Today is the day to work on financial stuff, and just kind of break up my time more that way and look at it big picture. I can't do everything all the days, but over the course of a week, am I doing something from all of the places, all the parts of my life that I want to? So that is something that I'm working on as I work on these goals that I'm setting for 2020. So we will talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. I think this is our fifth one, so halfway done. And I really like breaking it down by domain or category of my life. I think that's helps me tremendously to, I can see, looking back, I can see the times that I've been focused on one specific area at the expense of other areas. So, and just whenever, kind of where that weak link is kind of, I think our subconscious kind of goes, oh yeah, but you're not doing this. And not that we have to be doing all the things or be perfect at all the things, but the more that we can kind of balance out overall, every day is not going to be balanced, but the more that we can just pay attention and be mindful and just kind of take a step back and look at the big picture and see, this is where we're at overall, and this is, where our happiness comes from, and this is where our pain point comes from, and how do we kind of balance them out so that we can get the most out of that life that we're living. So again, thank you so much for joining me again today as we continue with our goal reveals and our 10 domains of our life, 10 areas of our life. Please like the page, like the post, and as a way to help you focus on your goals, over at the Etsy shop in Picturesque Muse, there is a, there's these touchstones, as I like to call them. There's a lot of motivational photography, mindful photography that will kind of add that element to help you remember and help you stay focused on the things that are truly important. That's really my goal, and the photography is the best way I know how to express it. These videos are to help support that whole living true to ourselves and living our best lives and living our purpose. They both tie together, and that is really what I'm hoping to share with my business, is to improve, to give you tools to improve your happiness and your peace that you feel, and just to live that life, live your purpose. So that's the goal here. I think that is everything. Tomorrow I will be much better at being here live at 8 a.m. Today's my day off. It's easy. I get sidetracked sometimes about not staying on on task, and I get distracted a little easier on my days off. So tomorrow I go work at the store, so it forces me to be back on time. But until then, until we're able to talk about the next area of our life, we're going to be setting a goal from, I hope you have a great day, and you take care of you.